when you plan something that I want to go out, you think something, then our outlet should come in your mind. You come to a place and you should feel that, okay, wow. First thing should come into your mind that, okay, it's a wow place. Then your food should look good. What happens is, you see that thing before eating. The core idea is to have a good service, good food and good experience.
रिस्क लेना सबसे अपना मेजर पार्ट है.
ऐसे बहुत सारे मूवमेंट्स आते हैं जहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि आपको गिव अप कर देना चाहिए, ठीक है. जो भी आपकी इनर वॉइस है उस पर बिलीव करो. मतलब नॉर्मली अगर आप बिलीव करेंगे कभी भी फेलियर नहीं फेस करेंगे.
Hi, I'm Eddie Dhawan.
And I'm Jia Vinayak.
Hello and welcome to another episode of NMIMS Podcast Club. Meet the passionate owners Deepesh Motwani and Shrikant Singh. Behind beloved spots like Revolution, House of Malts, Ohlio, which is named after this beautiful cat, you will meet there Boho Farms, Ubud, everyone's current favorite. These incredible individuals are not just running restaurants, they're crafting memorable experiences filled with flavor and warmth. Today, you'll not only learn the stories behind these cafes, but will get the insights as well. Join us in celebrating their dedication to bringing people together over delicious food and inviting atmospheres, where every meal is a chance to create lasting memories.
Alright, hi sir, how have you been? And how has your time been in this industry up till now?
I'm Deepesh. Start from introduction. I'm Deepesh Motwani. I started my F&B journey in 2017 from pictures.
So I'm Shrikant Singh. I'm into this industry from 2012, and as of now, together and individually, we have opened 7-8 outlets in Indore. So I started my journey with House of Malt, okay please. That was my first outlet in 2012. That was my first outlet. Second was R9. Then House of Malts happened. Then during COVID, we met and we started working together. So after that, Boho was the first outlet we did together. Then Ohlio and then Ubud. So this is how the F&B journey is all about. And what was your question? Sorry, I forgot.
We just started with the introduction. I absolutely love how you've captured Indore, and it definitely seems like you've covered all the areas by now, like the main hotspots.
Yes, we tried. So basically, we had concept. We used to discuss everything, like what kind of restaurant we want. So there are concepts in our mind, but that completely depends on the location and the entire structuring of that outlet. So that completely depends on the location and everything. And then we tend to bring it on the table that, okay, this can be done over here. This is something which will keep for the round 2 and things like that.
So with that, I'd like to propose the first question. Each of your cafes has a unique theme and concept. How do you approach the creative process of developing these distinct identities while still maintaining a consistent brand?
Okay. So basically, it completely depends on the location of the outlet. So we swing both ways basically. Sometimes it's like we have plans in our mind and that can be executed at some location. Sometimes it's other way around. Like you see the location and you decide that, okay, this is the actual thing we need to do over here. For example, when we did Boho, so we saw that property with a torchlight. So it was basically 7:30 in the evening, same time, September, I think September was the time when we saw that property for the first time. And it was like 5-6 kilometers from bypass. So it was more like when we were driving over there, it was like, "Kyun ja rahe hain? Why we are going over here? Nobody is going to come over there." And we had this thought in our mind that, okay, let's go and see. Ab aa gaye, so let's do it. So when we went there, the moment we entered the property, we felt that, okay, something is there. You get the first initial vibe.
Yes.
So positive vibe. See, we normally call it inner voice, and we follow that thing. We both do that. So we saw that property. It was very neutral. Then we were discussing. We were coming back to Indore, and then ideas keep coming at that point of that. Okay, we can have a staycation place. We can plan a villa over there. Maybe since we have a villa and rooms, we'll need someone to to serve the food and everything. So then came the idea of doing an outlet over there. We'll do a 100-seater outlet over there. Then came the thought that, okay, let's do a bar over there. So that is how things get.
On diverging.
But the core idea is to have a good service, good food, and good experience. If you think that okay, we want to have like when you plan something that I want to go out, you think something, then our outlet should come in your mind. That is the whole idea. is कि हम कुछ ऐसा experience आपको create करके दें that when you see that okay, I want to go to certain place, I want to have a long drive, वो should come in your mind. I want to go to a place where you want to have a relaxed time and good huge water body, Ubud should come into your mind. I want to have gourmet food, very casual food, Ohlio should come into your mind. I want to do party, clubbing karna hai, Revolution should be the place. I want to have a good Indian food, House of Malts is the place. So that is how we should, like we focus on building that memory in your mind that okay, whenever you think of something, क्या हमारा outlet आपके दिमाग में आ रहा है. So that is the core.
Absolutely love that mindset, and you've definitely accomplished that, because whenever I think of it, like when I recommend places, being in Indore, a resident of Indore, I definitely say that go to Revolution if you want to go clubbing or things like that.
We try different concepts. Actually, we take risk. क्या होता है कि रिस्क लेना सबसे अपना मेजर पार्ट है कि यहाँ से 20 किलोमीटर दूर जाके आप वो हाउस पे जा रहे हो, प्लान कर रहे हो कि वहाँ पे एक प्रोजेक्ट आपको खोलना है. इट्स अ ह्यूज रिस्क फॉर अस. तो ठीक है.
Okay, so with that, sir, I'm sure that you might have faced a lot of challenges, like when you were starting this journey. So, what were the biggest challenges you faced when transitioning from the ideal stage to opening your first cafe, and how did you overcome them?
So first cafe, as in like first restaurant.
Yeah.
That was like
from where it all started.
Okay, so that is a very different story. It just happened like when everyone, I think 8 out of 10 people think that they want to open a restaurant somewhere in their mind. So I was one of them. So I wanted to open a restaurant. I felt that it's a very easy thing to do. It's just that आपको खाने तो खिलाना, but it's not at all like that.
Right.
And first outlet was okay, please. So that was with limited saving. I used to do jobs, so I saved something out of that, and I wanted to open a restaurant which has a feel of dhaba in it, but hygiene of restaurant. Behavior of staff should be more like a restaurant staff, and it should have an ambience of dhaba. That was the first concept I had in my mind. And On OK Please was again, as I said, location and the place gave me that idea that okay, this can be executed over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we started that thing, and that was a very what should I say? I was very new to the industry. I knew nothing. So I was the one who was the cashier over there. I was the one who was manager over there. I was the one who was doing everything over there. Then I should say I'm blessed with good staff, good people. So there are few people जो अभी तक मेरे साथ हैं from 2012. So they taught me that okay, you need to organize yourself. It's not that you can do everything. It's a team game.
Correct.
So then learning started that okay, there is this storekeeper, you need a general manager, you need a cashier, you cannot do everything. Because then you won't be able to grow, you'll be keep doing all those things which are not supposed to be done by someone who is operating the place.
Correct.
Because then you won't be able to grow. So that happened, that was the thing.
So it's really fascinating knowing that how you saved somewhat from here, somewhat from there, and you played a very vital role. So it's very fascinating. Good to hear that.
Thank you.
And as you said that organizing, people taught you organizing. So I'm sure that management plays a key role in this industry.
Yes, it is.
So I'd like to ask my question on the basis of that how in terms of management, how do you ensure operational efficiency across multiple outlets while maintaining a quality and customer satisfaction?
So operation is something I think we both are very much keen towards. 3 things are very much core in our organization. One is good food, good service, good experience, and everything is built around that. So then we take that thing in our mind that okay, we need to deliver these 3 things, and then that outlet, every outlet has a different concept. So that thing is there, that has to be aligned with the core concept of the company, and GMs, all the unit heads take call that okay, this is allowed at this property. For example, we don't do live singing at Ubud, so that is not allowed. But if some customer is asking for something, can we improvise that thing with our DJ, with our person who is playing the music? So that is something which needs to be done. You have to have that liberal hand. United should take those small calls. And again, we keep monitoring the things that this is how we need to go ahead. And few things like menu and all those things, that is also there, because sometimes some outlet has some problems related with food serving style and all those things. So that needs to be taken care. If I'll again more detail with other, that will be a very long thing. But yes, the core idea is to have good three things: good service, good food, good experience, and everything should fall in shape.
Right. So in the beginning, were you taking feedback, or just the customers did it promptly? Like they visited your place and they used to give feedback.
Feedback is always important. I think.
So you should take it personally.
Yes. And we both have a good PR in terms of the customers who are coming to our place. We ask them directly, indirectly, whatever the way it is. Maybe then someone can DM him, can DM me, or we can, we always go to the table and ask them that, are you comfortable? Are you, like, you ordered something and it is up to the mark, this is what you expected, or something like that. And that is very important. That helps a lot in evolving. And since we are into service industry, I don't think we can say that, okay, we have learned everything. Every day is a learning day and you have to be on your toes. That is the key. You cannot ignore that thing.
So as you talked about customer satisfaction, so I would like to know, like, as a customer's preference are constantly evolving, as you might know. So how do you stay ahead of trends, and what role does customer feedback play in shaping your menu and services? Like, how does it play a vital role?
So whenever we travel, most of the time what we do is, I normally, when we sit and dine, I normally lift the plate and I see the brand, what brand they are using. He's like, oh, light achhi hai, that lamp is going really well. Something like that. So you see that restaurant very differently. We see that thing very differently.
Yeah.
And then that entire, like, whenever we are, yes, now, whenever we go for a trip or also, like things like that, we have this thing in our mind that pehle se we finalize the outlets, that these are the outlets which are newly opened and they are doing really good. We whatever the schedule is, whatever the things are, we make sure that we cover all those spaces, and that is how you collect things. That is not necessary that you'll apply that thing immediately into your restaurant. You just experience that thing, and whenever it's like, now this is more like a system developed in our body that something is coming up like that, we'll apply that thing. So that is there in our mind, but it depends on the condition and the situation of the restaurant. But then again, the artifacts, the elements, all those things plays very, very important role in creating the experience of that restaurant. So that is how we work at. As far as menu and food and concepts are concerned, yes, it has to be very different. All the outlets should have a different kind of menu, because again, you'll have that memory in your mind.
Correct.
That I want to have Indian food, then it should click in your mind.
Yeah,
I want to have Pan Asian food, then it should click in your mind that, okay, this outlet is serving good Pan Asian and things like
different
that.
specialities. And
Yes. And again, since Indore is a city where food is very important, so you'll have to be very focused on Indian food. Like, doesn't matter how many, what all cuisines you serve, you should have a small chunk of Indian thing in your menu. That is really important. It has to be very good, because we normally most of us are like that. We want to have dinner after we had everything. Clubbing, partying, whatever it is, we want to have dinner. So that is there.
Yeah, correct. Very insightful answers.
And I guess in this industry, team is very important also, like organizing all the things and managing a whole outlet. It sounds very easy, but I'm sure it's not. So I'd like to ask, what's your approach to team building and leadership within such a creative and demanding industry? And how do you nurture talent and retain the staff?
See, team building is a very different ballgame altogether. Team building is something they should feel that they are part of the company. They can say something. They have equal contribution. And again, on the same lines, you have to be very sure that there is a bridge between employees and owners. So you have to balance all those things. It's not necessary that someone, a senior GSA, you cannot ignore him because he's the one who is on the table and who is actually taking the calls, and he understands what guests are going through. So first, I think we follow one thing, that you should always praise in public and criticize in private. So that is one thing which is really important to do. Since we almost all the outlet have 60-70 staff, so it's very important they should feel that they have a organization which is behind them, with them, for them. So that is how we work. That again, you cannot control like 70 different minds. That is something which is not easy to control, and you cannot be assured that okay, all will fall in shape, all will be aligned with your thought process. So that keeps on going. But again, core value is very important, and if our senior team is in that shape, if they are aligned with that thought process, eventually 3 months down the line, 4 months down the line, things take shape. That okay, this is, and then you can identify that okay, these are the people who are following your guidelines and your core, and you can identify that okay, 4 or 5 people, they'll eventually either you'll fire them or they will say that okay, we are not working for you guys. So that is part, and that keeps on going. So that is the thing.
So did you always have this mindset, like if you were in this industry, or did it just like hit you after you started building these restaurants, like behind them, with them, and for the team?
No, it just happened like it. We learned it while doing it. So initially we were like okay, ठीक है, हमें भी नहीं पता था industry क्या है. So we started working, and then you analyze situations, and then you like after 3-4 years, if I think that is more than enough to understand the industry. After 2 years, after 3 years, you can understand that okay, this is the thing, these are the things जिन पे focus होना बहुत जरूरी है, and these are the things which are important, and इनको हम ignore कर सकते हैं. So there are things like they should feel safe, as I told you that advanced policies are there. There are things जहाँ पे we need to stand with them in terms of their personal life and things like that. So all these small things matter a lot, because in our industry retention is very difficult. Retaining good staff and key staff, good barman, good chef, they are very much approachable. You can call chef, किसने बनाया खाना, let's call him, and then you can just offer him something which is lucrative and he'll switch. So all these things जो पीछे से हम लोग कर रहे हैं, that is really important, and I think वो बहुत काम आते हैं इस पूरी process को ठीक करने में.
Alright, that was very informative. Like really, I like the idea of like when you told us you can call the chef and ask, and if
So someone
any
is going to follow that
alteration.
thing.
So I'm keen to know that cafes are more about creating an experience beyond just food and drinks. So how do you balance aesthetics as well as ambience with the financial sustainability of the business?
Okay, I think after so finance, and see every time we plan something that okay, this is something which we want to create, and we have this much budget with us, but with the time and with the choices we make, we always tend to go beyond our budget. So that is really very important, and with the time and experience, we have learned one thing, that okay, we have decided 100 rupees for this thing, so we keep 120 ka budget for that. So we keep that buffer space, because obviously you are going to invest for the one time in that outlet, and that will be there for at least for good 5-6 years.
Correct.
Obviously after that place needs to be renovated.
Yeah.
So but for that good period of time, you should not see, basically you are spending 100 rupees with half-hearted attitude, and you can spend 120 rupees with your full like what exactly you wanted. So that 20 rupees, people, they normally what people do is when they start project, they tend to do it in 80 rupees. So that 40 rupees gives a lot of change, and that actually creates the impact. That okay, you come to a place and you should feel that okay, wow. First thing should come into your mind that okay, it's a wow place. It's an Instagrammable place.
Yeah,
you want to come again and again. So all these small things matter.
And since you mentioned that you two have been working together since COVID, if I'm not wrong, so you definitely have that bond that it takes to build all these things together and retain it for such a long time. So what is the role of collaboration between you two as partners, and how do you handle decision making when you have differing opinions on important aspects of the business?
I think this is a really tough question. So I think as a co-founder, as a partner, 2-3 things are really important. You should trust each other blindly. That is really important. Like you can give whatever amount you have and surrender it to someone. And you cannot be like that, okay, wo kya karega, kaise karega. That trust is something which is really important. Otherwise, it won't go hand in hand. First thing. Second is, I think you should be more, you should have a friendly relationship. Because we spend almost 10 hours, 12 hours together.
Every day?
Every day, almost. So, आप एक दूसरे को झेल सको उतनी देर. It has to be very important. You may have a business opinion, okay, this is something which is right. You can follow that thing. You can trust someone. But आप उसको 10 घंटे, 12 घंटे अपने साथ accept कर सकते हो. That is also very important.
Right.
Because co-founders needs to spend time together. Because that is, handling staff, handling 5 outlets, everyone have a soft corner with something. Few might say that, okay, Deepesh bhai se baat ho gayi thi, Shrikant sir se baat ho gayi thi, and then they play around with all those things. So aligning all those things, you have to be, you should respect each other. That okay, chalo, unhone bol diya tha, then it should be we'll discuss it privately, but then in front of staff, it is 1 unit. It has to be like that. So that is very important.
So has it ever happened that you met a dead end after a certain conversation that you're not coming
Many times. Many times. He's someone he always he's more particular. So he want that thing, he want that artifact, he want color scheme like that. So it's not easy to please him. So, and I am someone let's do it again, do it fast, and let's go to the next step. But then he's adamant that okay, I want it like that only, and whatever the budget is, I don't care. मेरे को करना ही है. So at that point of time, yes, I think our architect will be the right person to say this thing. But yes, होता है वो. That is part and parcel. If that is not happening, I think something is wrong.
Right.
You should have disagreements. That is really important.
Okay, so moving on, sir. If you talk about in terms of marketing, so especially in a city like Indore, what strategies have you found most effective for attracting as well as retaining the customers?
Marketing strategies. Right now, everyone is seeing the world through lens. So, first thing is you should have Instagram in place. That is really important. Then your food should look good. Presentation is really important. What happens is you you see that thing before eating.
Correct.
So you make a perception.
First impression.
So if we make a good food, there is a gravy which is really good, but it's not in a neat and clean dish, then you might feel that okay, pata nahi kya de diya hai, until unless you taste it, and then already you are in a negative zone. It's all that mind game which plays around, because earlier it was you have 5-6 outlets in the town, so you don't have options. Now it's not like that. बहुत thin margin of error है. So अगर आप एक negative space में हो, you are in that shape of mind, and then we serve you food which is not presentable, then you're already half of your game is already gone.
Correct.
So that is really important. And apart from that, I think it's all about, in Indore, it's all about more about PR. What relation you share with your friends and your guests. They should feel that okay, you are approachable, and you can actually solve their problem, and that is really important. This is what we have felt in last 3-4 years, that customer, and they should feel that okay, you guys are approachable, and you can do whatever the best we can provide to them within our limitations. We always we are not very much rigid that okay, यही होगा, ऐसे ही होगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा. there are policies, so we have to accept that thing also, and उनको भी हमको ध्यान रखना पड़ता है, like there are liquor policies, timing policies, so we cannot, हम उनको तो नहीं बढ़ा सकते, that is not in our hands. So we'll have to fall in shape with that thing. But yes, what best we can offer to them, we try to do that.
Alright. Okay.
So, was there a major failure in your life in this industry which was a great setback for you and you felt like giving up from this industry at that point?
ऐसे बहुत सारे मोमेंट्स आते हैं जहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि आपको गिव अप कर देना चाहिए, ठीक है, पर वो फीलिंग आती है, बहुत बार होता है कि बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. अभी जैसे हमने लास्ट हमारा जो प्रोजेक्ट था वो उबूद है, ठीक है, तो जो हमने बजट प्लान किया था वो बजट कहीं ना कहीं वो बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपांड हो गई, ठीक है. वो भी जो बजट हमने प्लान भी किया था वो भी हमारे पास, आई थिंक हमारे पास नहीं था. हम लोग नॉर्मली हमारे आइडियाज़ पे एक रिस्क लेते हैं कि यार ठीक है ये आइडिया है, हमें इस प्रोजेक्ट को ऐसा ओपन करना है, तो ट्राई तो करना ही चाहिए. तो उबूद जो हमारे लिए था ना, वो सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट इंदौर के लिए, एमपी का सबसे बिगेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट, 70,000 स्क्वायर फीट पे आप एक प्रोजेक्ट प्लान कर रहे हो. तो आप जिससे भी डिस्कस करो बोलो तो लोग, आई थिंक नॉर्मली लोग बोलते हैं यार पागल हो गया, 70,000 स्क्वायर फीट पे कौन प्लान कर सकता है कि इतना बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट, तो नहीं करना चाहिए. तो वो एक रिस्क लेने का आपके पास, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आपको रिस्क लेना चाहिए आपकी लाइफ में अगर आपको ग्रो करना है तो. और आपकी, मैंने हमेशा से, हम दोनों ने एक चीज़ नोटिस की है कि जो भी आपकी इनर वॉइस है उस पर बिलीव करो आप. मतलब नॉर्मली अगर आप बिलीव करेंगे तो कभी भी फेलियर नहीं फेस करेंगे.
So, sir, since you started this journey and looking forward, so how do you see this cafe culture in India evolving? And what role do you envision your brands playing in the evolution?
Okay, so I think cafe culture in Indore is on is growing like anything. So now is the time where the specialty cuisine is coming into the play. Earlier it was more like you should have all the cuisines, multi-cuisine restaurants. But now is the time where where there are individuals who want to have Japanese food, who want to have Korean food, Spanish, like specifically, no other cuisine involved in that, because what I feel that is more easy to do. To have one single cuisine in one kitchen, so everyone has that single belief and single mindset. What happens when you have a multi-cuisine restaurant? You have an Indian section, you have Chinese section, you have tandoor section, and people shuffle somehow. You cannot control that thing. Someday someone has a week off, so some other guy from some other department will help him. So that thing tend to that entire taste and profiling, sometimes that suffers. So when you have that single cuisine outlet, everyone is from the same background, same platform. So that is something which I think in coming 3 years, 4 years down the line, that is something which will happen, which has never happened in Indore before. Earlier there were so many brands who came with the idea and thought that okay, we'll have a single cuisine restaurant. That was not working before COVID, but after COVID, अभी आप देखोगे there are so many outlets जो सिर्फ single cuisine को serve कर रहे हैं, and they are surviving and doing really good. So 4 years, 5 years down the line, that is something which I see that this will happen. And apart from that, I think small formats will also take shape, because now Indore is a expensive city in terms of rental, in terms of operating cost and all those things. So small platforms, small concepts where you have 60-70 seater restaurant. I think that will be the next thing for Indore, where you have your, a different concept, a different idea, a different set of serving, something like that. So that is one thing. And the second part of your question was how our brand will correlate with that.
Yeah.
So that is like we are also working, and since we have started that thing with one with an idea that will have Ohlio will have this kind of like a gourmet cuisine thing. Ubud will have more towards modern Indian food. So we won't lose that core idea of that place. But again, we'll try to figure out ways, and that completely depends on how industry and trends go. So we are open to that, and we'll align that thing. Hopefully we'll do that.
Alright.
So with that, when you said, like the Deepesh sir said that there was this restaurant that opened 3 times in COVID. So that just popped in my mind right now. What was the name of that restaurant? Which one was it?
Normally we, I think श्रीकांत जो बोला था, we open 3 times restaurants कोविड में कि कोविड में हमने खोला फिर बंद हो गया, फिर कोविड आया फिर बंद हो
So
गया.
that
Same
was
restaurant.
Revolution and House of
House of
Sports.
Sports.
So it was like Revolution opened like what?
I think
2 months, 3 months,
3 months back. Yes.
3 months before
COVID.
COVID. I have opened House of Malts before 11 months. COVID हाँ मुझे almost साल भर हुआ था. So we opened that thing and that is like very new thing. You have आपने सब कुछ लगा दिया. So when you open a restaurant, you are empty pocket person. Then like everything is over there. So you plan something कि अगले 2 साल में 1.5 साल में इसमें से पैसा आना शुरू होगा. And something happened like COVID, which was like not expected. And we were the hard pressed industry with COVID. Like हम सबसे पहले बंद होते थे, सबसे आखिरी में खुलते थे. And that too with the limitation of sitting capacity. 4 लोगों की टेबल है तो 2 बैठेंगे, 8 की है तो 4 बैठेंगे, with 1 cross on each chair. So that was the time जहाँ पे हमने एक आउटलेट खोला और वो थोड़ी देर के लिए बंद हुआ. It was like 21 days, but it happened for almost 6 months.
Yeah.
So when you go to that place, आपने जो बनाया था, that everything is gone. Like your plantation, your furniture, you cannot control जो उसका wear and tear होगा. See, जब कोई housekeeping वाला रोज जाके उस चीज़ को साफ करता है, that looks very different.
Yeah.
And if it is not allowed for 6 months, then and when you enter the place, I remember that I had tears in my eyes when I saw House of Malts after 6 months. कि ये क्या हो गया है? मतलब we built it with so much passion and इतनी energy उस पे लगाई और वो ऐसा हो गया था जैसे किसी ने उसमें से सारी energy खींच ली हो. The soul is gone. It's just the thing now. So then again coping up with that thing.
Yeah.
Again believing in yourself that okay you will pull it off with that negative set of mind because everyone lost someone or had you know something किसी ना किसी घर में कुछ तो experience. So again हम लोग सबसे आखिरी होते थे जिनको कोई कंसिडर करता था कि आप खुश होगे तब तो आप बाहर जाने का सोचोगे, डाइनिंग करने का सोचोगे. So वो इमोशनल कनेक्ट वापस से बिल्ड करना दैट वाज रियली डिफिकल्ट. बट आई थिंक वो सबके साथ हुआ फूड इंडस्ट्री में. इट वाज मोर लाइक अ रिवेंज थिंग. लोग इतने टाइम से नहीं कर पाए थे तो दैट वाज लाइक रिवेंज बाइंग एंड रिवेंज गोइंग आउट. दैट इतने टाइम से घर में बैठे हैं, लेट्स गो आउट. एंड दैट रियली यू नो उसने जितना कॉन्फिडेंस दिया था फर्स्ट और सेकेंड कोविड के बीच में. सेकेंड कोविड वॉज वर्स्ट. मतलब उसमें डेथ रेट और ज़्यादा था. द इमोशनल एंगल वॉज रियली डिफिकल्ट. बट वॉट वी सॉ इन लास्ट 3 months, लास्ट 4 months जो बीच के टाइम में हम खुले थे, वी फेल्ट दैट ओके कस्टमर वांट दिस थिंग. एंड उनका अप्रोच भी चेंज हो गया था कि द स्पेंडिंग व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू स्पेंड अर्लियर एंड आफ्टर कोविड हैज चेंज्ड अ लॉट. Now they want to explore that okay they realize that okay nothing is inside the home. आप बाहर जाके spend करो, you'll feel good about yourself. Then the entire concept and industry changed a lot. Not just this food and everything, all the industries changed a lot after that. And that gave a new money cycle to the market. And that helped really a lot. Like that helped us a lot. And उसके बाद फिर जब second COVID आ गया था, so as we are on the main topic was the same restaurant opened thrice. So yes, that happened. But after that, everything fall in shape. Everything happened really like the way we wanted it. So that was the thing.
And I'm so fascinated by your cat at Ohlio. So I just wanted to know what's the whole like what made you do it? Because in Indore, I haven't seen many restaurants that have pets there.
So like, how did you get the idea of like, let's keep a cat?
And how has it been working for you?
नॉर्मली हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि क्या मार्केटिंग में क्या न्यू किया जाए. ओलियो में ऐसे कुछ हम जो ओलियो था वो नॉर्मली एक प्रॉपर्टी हमने टेक ओवर करके हमने उसको हमारे डिफरेंट आइडिया के साथ हमने सोचा लेट्स ओपन अ कैजुअल बार जहाँ पे लोग चिल कर सकें, अच्छा म्यूजिक, गेम्स खेल सकें. पर एक एक्स फैक्टर क्या है इस प्रॉपर्टी में, मैं क्यों आऊँगा. नॉर्मली मार्केटिंग कैसे हो सकती है उसकी. तो हम लोग ने बहुत ट्राई किया, बहुत सारे आइडियाज़ लगाए ओपन करने से पहले. तो फिर बैठे बैठे ऐसे ही आइडिया है कि चलो एक हम किसी पैट के नाम पे हमारा एक आउटलेट रखते हैं. तो हमने सोचा पैट कौन सा, बर्ड हो गई या तो कैट हो गई, डॉग हो गया. बस फिर कैट दिमाग में आई, हमने सोचा चलो कैट से स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो हमने सोचा कैट से एक स्टोरी बिल्ड होगी प्रॉपर वाली कि हम कैट से एक प्रॉपर हमारा आउटलेट स्टार्ट करेंगे कि कैट इंट्रोड्यूस हो रही है, साथ में हमारा आउटलेट इंट्रोड्यूस हो रहा है।
So it was like that. Like हमारा फर्नीचर आ रहा है, साथ में कैट आ रही है. We made a reel about it. That कैट कार में से आ रही है in her that thing. उसका जो yes the what do you call it? जो उसका बकेट जैसा था. So वो आ रही है simultaneously, हमारा फर्नीचर आ रहा है. बास्केट ओपन हो रही है, simultaneously हमारा फर्नीचर अनरैप हो रहा है. Our glasses are coming out. So it was like that. Like it. Ohlio was like what 28 days old, 29 days old when we bought her, and उसके बाद में वो वहाँ पे and then वो emotion develop हो गया.
हम लोग बहुत attach हो गए
because when वो जब आमने सामने होती है, you feel very different kind of energy over there, and even the staff is very much attracted to it. It's not like that. हमको ऐसा लगता था initially that it will be a hassle to have a pet. कौन ध्यान रखेगा, and if कोई ध्यान नहीं रख पाया तो will feel bad that हमने उसको ऐसे ही छोड़ दिया. बट इट्स रियली ग्रेट कि एक तो लोगों को बहुत पसंद आती है. सो नाउ इट्स मोर प्रेशर टू अस दैट इट शुड बी वेरी नीट एंड क्लीन, बिकॉज किड्स एंड फीमेल्स वेन एवर लाइक ड्यूरिंग डे टाइम वो जो भी आते हैं आउटलेट पे, दे आर लाइक कि आप ओलियो को ले आओ. सो इफ दैट इज गोइंग इन देयर हैंड्स, इट हैज टू बी लाइक उसका प्रॉपर उसका सारा ग्रूमिंग, उसकी ग्रूमिंग, एवरीथिंग, ब्रशिंग वशिंग सब वो डेली बेसिस. सो देन अगेन इट हैपेंड, इट जस्ट हैपेंड. Like वो अपने आप आदत लग गई.
It was a very innovative and a different idea, and it worked really well.
Yes, it worked really well. So that was the thing. We wanted to keep इसका नाम Ohlio, the आलियो ओलियो वाला पास्ता, जो पास्ता का ओलियो होता है, that we wanted to keep. But then that name was not available. That was registered. So हमने उस पर एच लगाया, बट अगेन एज ही सेड दैट हुक नहीं आता, एक्स फैक्टर नहीं आता. लाइक वी फेल्ट दैट वी आर जस्ट कॉपिंग समथिंग व्हाइल पुटिंग एच ओवर देयर. सो नॉट समथिंग व्हिच वी डिड बिफोर. सो देन वी टुक द थिंग टू लाइक बस ऐसे ही बैठे बैठे रैंडमली डिस्कशन में आया कि लेट्स हैव अ पेट, उसके अराउंड विल बिल्ड अ स्टोरी एंड दिस विल बी कॉल्ड लाइक दैट. सो दैट इज हाउ दैट हैपेंड.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very insightful. As we wrap up this inspiring episode, it's clear that the heart of these amazing restaurant owners goes beyond just serving food. It lies in their unwavering passion for creating connections and unforgettable experiences. I'm sure the students and the audience who are watching this podcast and want to go into culinary and hospitality sector have gotten some very valuable insights. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, the next time you dine out, you're not just enjoying a meal, you're becoming a part of a very beautiful journey. Thank you, sir, for joining us today, and thank you for your valuable time.